Alright everybody, welcome back to Junk Heap Garage. In the last video I was telling you about this little Geo I got that's been wrecked. Passenger side frame rail got shoved back, bent everything up. That frame rail, the factory frame rail, is only about maybe a 1/8 inch thick, if that. The square tubing is 1/4, and I've got it shoved 10.5 inches back up in the existing factory frame rail. As you can see, all this is bowed up, you know. Bad shape, so I got to fabricate some stuff. Be able to put a radiator in here, some lights. But anyway, as I was saying, this little bar right here holds a front mount for the lower control arm. And as you can tell from right here, it's still bowed back toward the passenger side. So I got a jack right there. Gonna push it out. But so I can get close, what I'm gonna do is measure as close as I can down each side and try to get the wheelbase about the same. We're gonna go right there. I think they're factory 96 and 98, or maybe shorter than that, probably. I'm going to the center of the hub here best I can. Let me get a little bit better back here. Center right there. That's the center right there. Center right here. We're going to call it, that's 86. I'm going to go over and do the same thing on the driver's side. It is still raining something fierce. Now, center over here. Closer to 87, so it needs to move forward another inch. All right. Let me do a little better here. All right. Measure it better, I'm going to put blocks behind the back tires. Blocks behind the back tires. No measure. All right. I'm gonna call that 103/4. Both them 4x4 blocks I put behind the tires. That'll make it easier. That's, or it's gonna be as close as it's gonna get. We'll put it like that. It still needs to come forward some. It'll never be perfect, but it'll be closer than it was. Now, I'm gonna crank on this jack. Crank on this little jack right here. I don't know if y'all be able to see it move, but I can see it moving. You can see the lower control arm is connected to a mount that mounts this bar. Maybe a little bit more. Let me look. Well, that is pretty close. Raise my tape measure up here to the hub. $100.50. 100.50. About the center of the hub. Let me go over and measure the other side. $100.50. About $100.25. $100.25. One more time to verify. $100.50. Measure one more time. I gotta come forward a little bit more. Like I said, it ain't gonna be close, but better than it was. And y'all can look at that, how bad that's crunched, and tell that's probably a good inch, inch and a half. So we're gonna give her a few more rounds. Measure it again. Got that. One more time. Measure again just for the heck of it. No, it ain't gonna be exact. We'll call that good. Bottom of the hub. 125. All right. Measure this side again. Down to the bottom of the hub. 125 on both sides to the center of the hub. Measuring off the bottom from the block I got behind the tires. Now, I'm going to leave that in place. Then we got to measure. I got that picked up by as far as that's going to go. Measure it down. I'm going to say, I'm going to do 6 inches for the heck of it. I need 2 6-inch pieces of this. All right. Get off the old chop zone. Alright, get loud for a second. Still sprung. Oh boy, it's sprung out. But this is where we're going to put it. Cut another piece. Alright. Now, go here. Now I got to make up that much difference. No problem. Alright. I'll kick right back with you. I got to think of the next step. Alright. Alright, everybody, we're back. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to make some mounts. So this has got to be mounted right here to have something for the bottom A-frame to mount, A-frame mount to hook up to. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be better than it was. In one spot, a stick right there. There. There's one. Get another good tack on it. Okay. Need another one. Grind a little bit of this off. Another one right here with it. Okay. Got that stuck on there. And of course, I'll come back down with something else, like a little 90. Well, it won't be quite a 90, 45, 40, 30, something like that. Anyway, we're getting there. Look back again. I know one of these frame rails still bent. Like I said from the get-go, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be better than it was. And you see, I got to come down with another bracket so I can bolt this up. Alright folks, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. There'll be more of this to come. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, give your thoughts. Whatever you want to say. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.